hello everybody. We're going to be looking at one thing today that me and James found, which was very strange, and we don't know what it is, so we're putting it out on this video. But I just wanted to give a shout out to this channel. I was sent this link, Milk Tea Alliance, and I just want to give a shout out to them doing orphan trains. Yeah, I think he's quite a new channel. He's only got 97 subs, but obviously I've liked it and I've subbed to him. So everybody, maybe if you've got 5-10 minutes, take a look at his channel and see what you think, James.
Yeah, looks.
It's always good to hear a new voice. Yeah. We're going to get on to the next bit in a minute, aren't we, James?
Collective thoughts, and we can reverse engineer and sort things out.
I can't. I'm lighting. I'm sorry, I'm being very bad, everyone. I'm lighting a cigarette, but the lighter wouldn't work. Anyway, the next bit was we're going to be looking at this thing here. What is it, James? We're looking at GIMP.
It's the GIMP. It's said to be a sandbar.
This is in Southampton.
In Southampton docks, opposite.
Because we were looking at the Spitforts, and then I just went up the estuary yesterday, and I came across this thing, and then we've been looking at it, and we spent hours on it last night, didn't we?
It's basically sort of in the river Test, directly opposite in the right of the picture where the Titanic would have sailed from, and all the ocean liners.
Oh yeah, that's the dock.
Yeah, but it's this bit up there on the right hand side.
But it's just here, but it's not really there anymore. So that's the GIMP. It's just past the GIMP. It's some bits that are lying just here in the water, aren't it?
Yeah.
So let's put the video back on. We can stop and talk about any of the bits that are coming up. So the gateway of the world, and then we spotted them in the water on Google Maps.
Yeah. I
spent ages trying to. I said, "Is it a boat? Is it a plane?"
Well, this is the thing. I've tried going on street level, and the critical view the only critical view where you could have a look to see if these stick above the water, the sun is directly opposite, so it's whited out. From some angles, they look like sunken craft, seagoing vessels. Other angles, they look like a sandbar. Other angles, they look like a structure. So this is sort of open to the audience.
And you saw a light in there, didn't you? And it's the most weird as he's panning around, you can see underneath it.
Yeah.
There's things.
But
you can't zoom in enough, so it's like showing you, be going, "That's the light," and you'd be going, you needed to see it. And it was on his phone.
I think Google Earth have deliberately obscured this. You don't get the focus, but if you go to any of the land areas where you can do a street view, you can zoom in really close and you can pick up road markings and everything, but not with these things.
James took some photographs, didn't you, James? This is what this is. So we're going to be looking at it on. These pictures are on James's Google Earth on his phone, and he took the pictures and sent them to me.
You have the option of doing like a postcard or a link, so I went for the postcard option. They are peculiar.
Yeah, there's a piece of concrete or something underneath, and there's another one there
at a strange angle.
Yeah, so we're going to zoom in a little bit more to these.
It could be.
I was just hoping I'd go, aha, that's what it is. It could be an upside down boat.
Yeah, it's got the coloration of a sandbar, but
I did wonder whether it was a Mortello.
Could well be another one of something like a Spitfort base.
So it has these little holes on it here, which I thought was really strange. That's why I took that, because I thought that was.
In that one, it's starting to look like a structure. So
yeah, like 2 floors here, like a brick. But we can't zoom in enough. We zoomed in as far as our phones would go. There it is. Look at that. What is that?
There's some interesting features. You've got that diagonal line, and then you've got what looks to be like a trench with a sort of like a rusted iron discoloration.
Is it a galleon? And that's the pole up the middle, and that's the other pole. We just don't know what it is.
It's about the size of a small ship or barge.
Yeah, it's got this sort of concrete thing under here and under there. So why would they be supporting it up?
It's one of these mystery anomaly things that doesn't make sense, and the fact that you can't zoom in and get a clear picture of it. This is as clear as we can get it. So that makes me suspicious.
And I've zoomed in again on the computer on some of it.
When they're obscuring things, I'm suspicious. It's like, what are they sort of teasing us with, but we can't get a an answer
There's a
to.
few things in the water, so obviously
I've
we
just
looked at a
noticed
few.
that line on that lower bit. It sort of resembles the one on the top. That sort of one that looks to be sort of rusted iron in the sort of browny colour.
Because we don't trust what they tell us, so we just But it is a strange shape. Do you think it's a Mortello shape?
Well, this is the thing. From some angles, it does look like it's a structure. Other angles, it looks like a boat. It's got the coloration of a sandbar. So
What's a sandbar?
It's if they didn't dredge the river, it would silt up and basically become marshy land. So to keep some of these rivers open, they have to do regular dredging and keep a channel open. Otherwise, you just lose the river. Stenning in Sussex, which is sort of near Shoreham, that used to be a port, but that centuries ago, near Bramber Castle.
But it is strange, isn't it? Like you've got this thing, there's something there, and there's something there, and they just don't look right. And this is a big shipping lane. So why would you want them in there?
Well, they're far enough away.
But you can't see them. If you look at pictures, you can't see it above water. But this is what Google Maps are showing us.
I mean,
Look at that.
That view.
Is it a galleon?
Well, that view looks like it's some sort of rock formation lower down. But
this bit's rounded.
Yeah, this is the thing. It's depending on what angle you look at it. It could be this or it could be that, and not really sure what it is.
It's not called anything, is it?
Well, it's referred
next
to as
the GIMP.
The GIMP sandbar, or it could
Well,
be part of it.
That's just a bit further up, though. We don't know what this, because when we looked at pictures, we couldn't see it. And the only place that James thought he would get it on Google Maps, the sun's there, right across the water, so we can't see it.
Yeah, I think that's deliberately done as well. It's been whited out, a bit like Greenland.
I mean, what is that? I mean, we think they've blurred it as well.
Yeah, definitely, because the clarity on the when you zoom in on the land formations, and you can pick out roads and road markings and things.
But you could see inside it, couldn't you? Like when James was going round, you could see this round thing in there, and it was it wasn't moving, but as he was moving around, it looked like. And you're thinking, how can you see that for a crack in it? I thought that was crazy. But I mean, it's a bit strange. That's the back of it. It looks enormous, doesn't it? But it's actually not very big.
It's probably the size of a small ship, not an ocean
liner.
Oh,
look, does that bit stick up? Look, is that where the pole for the boat goes? I never saw that last night.
No, there's a couple of bits there that stick
I know,
up.
but you always notice more when you look at it back. Look, see, there's a pole there.
There seems to be a shadow or something over to the right.
There's a pole thing there, James, and we don't know what that is. It's almost as if a car's down there, but it's not that deep, so I don't think it's a car, but we don't know what that is.
No.
Maybe that's a gun.
I wouldn't like to speculate.
Or the base of a gun, but it's not very big.
Anything that shipwrecks underwater will soon get a coating. But apart from that sort of strange sort of squiggly trench, that's
but what's this bit here, James? Look, it sticks up.
Yeah. Well,
I never noticed that last night. We spent ages looking at that, and I never noticed that bit.
Yeah, it's a job to work out what that is.
But the next one's even stranger, isn't it? With that bit sticking up on it. There it is. See, it's on some platform. There's two in there, James. There's one underneath and another one underneath
got
it.
The coordinates there, if anybody wants to look at it by coordinates.
So what does that look like? That looks like a boat.
Well, looking at what looks to be the darker bit, which seems to be the side, it sort of looks possibly like windows and things on that. So
yeah, but it's not that big, is it?
No.
And the more you zoom in, the less clarity you get. So it's a bit annoying, really. But that makes it look sort of like a boat.
This is
or a canal boat.
This is using the Google 3D option rather than directly from above, trying to get some sort of idea. And I captured a few images working around it in a clockwise direction to try and ascertain what it is without any success. It's certainly a
as we know now that the spit forts are older than they say they are. The spit forts are older than they say they are. We think this is old as well.
Yeah, I mean the end of it looks like the back of a barge. Normally ships are pointed on one end and they've got that sort of semicircular rear end
But why would they want those in the water, right by where all these boats are coming out?
Well, there's sufficient space
Was
for
that for a bridge? Was that for thing in the middle for the bridge, and the bridge used to go over? Like that's the. We don't know what it is.
No.
But it's a bit strange with the concrete things underneath. Well, we thought it was a bit strange.
The thing is, depending on what angle you look at it, 1 minute it looks like a ship, 1 minute it looks like a structure.
Yeah.
It's got the colour of a sandbar, but that other rectangular section in green, it's like, well, it looks to be something that's on the base of something else. So this is a sort of...
Oh, and this is next to it. Look at that. What is that?
That has a sort of... Oh, that's got a sort of resemblance of like an aircraft carrier, but it's too small.
Do you think this is a container that's in the water? I mean, that thing's... Look, it's like it's... We're going to stop it there a minute.
I wouldn't have thought it's a container.
That thing looks like it's sticking up.
Yeah.
But you can't see it out of the water.
This is where I was trying to...
and look there, James. There's a flap thing there.
This is where I was looking using Street View.
And look,
and
I didn't notice that yesterday. Look at that. It's got a hole in it, and it goes up there and across there. So what's that? And there's one here. I don't know what it is. I'm not sure. It's got writing on it. Let's put it on. We were quite shocked when we saw that, weren't we? Because it sticks up.
It looks almost to be like a rock formation, but again, it's bit.
Really?
You can't get the clarity.
What with this here? With this bit that goes up?
No, that grey bit looks to be sticking up. But
it's a bit of road that's fallen in, James.
No, it's too far away. But
do you see that there? How that one goes around there, and then that one's like a flap.
You can't get the clear definition to determine what it is.
No, because they've masked it. And there it is. Look at that.
I mean, it would be. It sort of fits with an aircraft carrier where you'd have the bridge and everything all to one side.
A small one, James. This is small.
Oh yeah. I'm not saying it isn't. I'm saying it resembles, but the thing is, anything that's underwater does get the barnacles and things going over it fairly quick. But that looks to be rocks that are sticking up. But when I try and look on Street View, I can't get an image to try and see where it is.
And you can't see anything out of the water, so it can't be very big.
It may be just below the surface.
I mean, look at that. I mean, when you look at this, I don't know. I was looking at it. I don't know. Are these bricks? What is this? And that looks round there. Look, round there. So, and are these bricks down here? Look.
It's been obscured, so we can't determine what it is. So it's a bit of a mystery. A history mystery. Yeah,
but we thought we'd just show people because there are strange things in the sea, and there are planes and things, and you can see them in the water. But this one you can't. But it's in Google.
Yeah. And we did spend a bit of time looking on YouTube to try and film.
Yeah, we did.
Footage but you can't get anything that's at the right angle to see if there is anything sticking out the water. There are those buoys around that to warn ships to steer away so they don't. Because if it is just below the surface, then I mean we're talking ocean-going liners on world cruises from Southampton, much bigger than the Titanic that were in use till not the last year, but
it's just so strange, isn't it? That bit sticking up like that.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously with something because these stick up here.
Yeah.
What it is, we don't know.
No. The colour of it.
Does anybody have any ideas what they think it might be?
Oh, these are the other ones.
Yeah, these are the things that are in the water. Now they're in the water. I mean, that's got like a top on it. It's lying on its side. Look.
They seem to have some sort of like grid pattern, the straight lines, and the fact that they're both rectangular.
Are they containers? Well, then why would they leave them there?
I don't know.
Why not just dredge the things? Now we're back on the bigger one, and it's got like a hole in it.
It may be the cost doesn't justify removing them.
It's got a hole in it there, James, that one.
Yeah. It looks like some sort of trench.
Yeah, you have to keep looking at it, and then you start seeing different things, but we don't know what that is. That's the one with like a pole on it. This is around the other side, but it has a hole in it. Dear Liza.
Yeah.
There's a hole in my
bucket.
Yeah.
A hole in my...
With that thing there, we don't know what that is. That looks metal.
Trouble is, you have to be careful when you do a Google search when you're putting in words like GIMP because it has other meanings. But we won't go into that.
This isn't the GIMP, but it's next to the GIMP in the water. We'll show you. The GIMP's not there anymore. It's just on some of the old maps.
No, but the older maps showed it to be much larger. I mean, the story or the official narrative is they dredged it to it's phenomenal amounts of seabed they removed.
But they've given it they've made it into a structure under the sea. And what's that there? That goes up and down. Oh, that was on the video. I went back a bit, but we don't know what that is. That looks metal, but the size of a small boat, little boat.
So I want to get a sort of diving suit and go and investigate.
We actually thought about going down there, but if we go down there and we go, oh, that's all it is, it's going to be a bit...
Or if anybody in the Southampton area has got a drone that can investigate this, that would be fantastic.
We need a drone.
Get a clear image.
We need to turn into expeditioners, and we need a drone.
Yeah.
And this is it. It's just but these are lights, aren't they, James? Or they look much lighter as you go.
As you pan round, there's a couple of what look to be holes, and there look to be white lights inside. And then as you pan round, they sort of vanish. Anybody has a look at this and tries it for themselves, you'll see what I mean. Anyway.
I mean, it looks like a building or something, but that also looks like a boat or something.
That's the thing. We can't determine exactly what it is.
They're like little barges. Little barges. They're not big.
And
those things are there. That's the three, and there's a boat in the water, isn't there? A little bit further across, but that you can see is a boat. There you go. Look at that. Stop it there. Oh, let's go back to that one and stop there. Stop it there a minute. Stop. I mean, what is that? It looks rounded across there. What is this?
That dark coloured bit reminds me of the sort of thing you would land tanks onto a beach at like the D-Day landings. I'm not saying
why would they have one of those?
I'm not saying that's what it is. I said that's what it resembles.
Well, we're going to show it in a minute. We'll go back to Google Maps in a minute and show people how small they are. They're not very big, but then when you get there, it's blurred, and you can't zoom any closer when you really want to. With that thing, there's those there, then there's those, and then there's this, and then the other one with the bit sticking up.
The good thing is with the Google Earth, the aerial view, you have got ships moored to jetties and things.
I mean, look, so
you can compare size.
So that steps going up like, but it's not very big, and the water's there. It's not very deep. Because obviously they're rivers, aren't they, really, going into the sea, even though they've got sea.
This is the River Test that comes down from Southampton. And then it's that sort of river estuary north of the Isle of Wight on the south coast. But
why would they leave the boats there? Surely it'd be more safer to take them out.
We don't know they are boats, do we? That's the perplexing thing.
Is that steps, not a boat? Is that steps there?
Yeah, and it's that shelf that it seems to sit on. What is that?
Yeah, two big concrete slabs. Like there's one. I find that what it is we'll go back, James. So again, you've got this bit here, and then you've got this bit under there. I mean, what is that?
It's almost implies that you've got something that was sitting on a rectangular platform that has slipped to one side, maybe with the currents. I mean, I'm only guessing and speculating here.
What, that should be on top of that? Basically.
Possibly, yeah.
For what reason, though? What do you want something flat like that in the water?
I'm only speculating on what I can see. I don't have the definitive answers to this.
Should we show them where it is in the water?
Yeah, you've got a map somewhere, haven't you?
I'm going to look now.
Okay.
So basically, we're looking and it's somewhere up here, I reckon. But this is, so we've got, about 1, 2, there's four. There's 4 spit faults in here, which we did the other day. Okay, so this is looking, this bottom part of this is, if people don't know, it's looking at France. So we're going to turn it satellite and go up the river. So one moment. Most bizarre that when you go from this to this, I don't know, it's quite similar, isn't it, James? But not. The Isle of Wight's much closer to England. Do you notice that?
It's funny how...
Which bit you want to see? The satellite.
Well, look there.
This bit here.
Yeah, I mean on that.
I used to join there.
On the so-called satellite, the high altitude balloon, which is supposed to be the more genuine. It almost looks to be linked. We know it isn't, but then when you go to the maps, it changes, and it seems to be a bigger gap.
So we're going up here.
Yes, here we want to be.
Well, we do this bit for the people because, you know, a lot of people from other countries come and other people are into stuff. So we're zooming in because obviously we have to zoom in. Bit blurred. Catch up. Come on, Google Maps.
Takes a while for them to catch up, doesn't it?
We're going up here, and then it's here, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because that's the docks where the Titanic. And what they said was, didn't they? This person said that.
Well, the Titanic, I think, came off that bit there. Yeah.
But what they basically said was they could have made films and made it really big, and we've got this tiny weeny little museum there, and nothing else.
Yeah.
There they are. Do you see them in the water? These, see? They appear on Google Maps, and then those are those things we were just looking at. Now we did find a boat. Where's the boat, James?
It's that top one there. Oh,
the other boat. There's 4 in there. Remember?
You've got, just for sense of scale, over to the left here on that jetty. You've got a.
See, there is a barge or quite a big ship. So these are not that big.
No.
But they're in the water. But I'll show you how far I can zoom down. But there is another boat in the water somewhere, isn't there, over here? Because James got it on his.
Yeah.
But you see, James's Google Maps was much clearer than mine, wasn't it?
It's interesting considering it's all supposed to be the same thing, and yet on the phone it's clearer than on the computer screen.
Yeah, that's bizarre. 1 second. Just to show you that there is a ship that's, we don't know how big it is. Are these containers? So you can see it's not the biggest of ships, is it?
Looks more like a sort of one. I think they could be trucks and trailers. It looks to be like a ramp going in, and
so if that's a medium-sized boat, these are smaller.
A freight ferry, I would say.
So you've got those 2 things. You've got that one and with the wall on it, which is bizarre, isn't it?
Yeah.
And then there you go. They show you that this is on another piece, which is very rectangle. And then, oh, that's the one with the wall.
Well, notice as well.
So there's 4 bits in there. There's those things. What's that then, James? Did you look at that?
Yeah, I did take a shot of the 2. Oh, maybe I got only 1 bit of that. But interesting. If you can move across to that ship, look at the clarity of this quayside and the jetty. You can. I mean, that's really good definition. And we're not actually zoomed in that close to it. But then when you go back to those things in the water, it's all blurred again. It's like, well, I'm suspicious the fact that it's blurred. It's like, if you can have clarity on 1 bit, why can't you have clarity on that? Why put it in there?
Why not just take it away? How would we have ever known it was there?
Yeah.
So basically, when I zoom in, James got much better. Though, I mean, that looks like a building, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. Yeah. It doesn't look to be a natural feature because of the right-angled corners on it.
And James, whatever it is, there's 1, 2, 3, whatever that is, and then this one starts looking like it's miles. Or where is it? I've got to go out because I can't find it.
This is the thing with Google Earth; you sort of lose your bearings.
So we did those ones, didn't we? There's another one, isn't there? Or is that it? That's the last one.
Yeah.
Then you've got this thing, but I can't get any clarity on it as I zoom in. All right, we did that one. Now that's the one we were looking at.
Yeah.
So we've done that one. That's what I mean. You get.
It is frustrating with Google Earth trying to navigate around it at times.
There you go. I mean, what are they?
Especially when you're trying to turn round on Street View. That's frustrating.
I mean, that's like got this bit here extra on it.
Yeah. It's this almost like grid pattern on top of it that would imply that it's something man-made.
But yeah, again, look, it's got 3 things there as well. Again, 1, 2, 3, like the other one's got. Over here. There's things in the water there, look, wherever they are. And then the last one, 2, they're over here. Takes ages. Keep up with us, guys. We're going across the river.
You might have missed them.
There we are.
That's one.
That's the one with the wall on it.
Now that looks.
No.
That looks as if the wall is on the side of this thing rather than protruding on that particular view.
You saw James's other pictures. This sticks up.
What's that bit there? I hadn't noticed that before. Every time you look at this thing, there's something new to be found in it.
I can't go in any further, James.
Yeah.
That looks like that sticks up.
Hmm.
Again, that's barge shape, but we don't know what that is. And there's something in the water there.
There's like a
look.
shadowing effect
Got
as
things
well.
there again.
Mm.
And then we come across here.
It doesn't look like the remains of a sandbar now. It looks more like a vessel.
I've lost it, James.
You'll have to zoom out.
It's amazing. Oh, there
it is. Yeah.
It's amazing. This is because I mean we have zoomed in quite a lot, but it's just not. I mean, are these small? James got such a good view through there, didn't he?
It looks like it looks like a cave entrance. It's further.
Oh, there you go. Look. But James, when he was going round, you could see in it.
No, I did the 3D, and it starts
Is it
rotating.
clearer today, James? Because last night it was all blurred. We just were really.
It does look clearer.
Because that's why we used your pictures. But there's another one of those things there. Something there as well. Look, what's this?
The impression on that sort of sandy.
Oh yeah, look, there's there and that. Oops, let's go down a little bit.
The impression on that sort of, shall we call it a trench for an argument's sake? It's got almost the look of an aggregate company where they're digging out sand or something. But
that one. Yeah. Oh, you go to there. Look, that's got a line on it.
Yeah.
Like that one. It looks like that could have been. There's a line across there, which we don't know what that is.
Well, notice that colour change there.
This bit's rounded and sticks up.
It's almost as if they've done a copy and paste and slightly rotated something, or it's not sitting where it should be, because those parallel lines, the one seems to mirror the other in a way. It's most perplexing.
I think it's a statue out in the water.
No, we'll leave that to Manhattan.
Well, we don't know, do we? They've taken all away. They've taken so much of our history away and lied to us. Anyway, we're going to zoom out a little bit now. So those are the things in the water. I mean, but they are quite big considering all these ships are going past. I mean,
yeah.
There are buoys in the water. There's one there. See, there's a buoy.
Just for
and there's one there, I think.
For the viewers,
so you can't go that side of it. So
information for the viewers. On the left-hand side, where that I would say is a freight ferry. That's called the Hive. That's opposite Southampton docks on the other riverbank. Oh, you've got railway lines. I've just noted there. There used to be an army base with its own railway.
Or is that a road, James?
That looks to be railway tracks to me.
Let's zoom in. That's good. Live research.
That's definitely railway tracks.
Live research is always good.
I would say that is the army base I went to once.
Well, we don't know what they are. We don't even know what they are. I mean, we first of all thought they were boats, but then when you realise that one, they're not. I don't know what they are.
But even at this distance, the clarity of the land compared to those features in the water.
Well, maybe not. People aren't that bothered about those things usually. We didn't see any more, did we?
No.
Some rocks up here, because don't forget it's a river. Oh, there's an island there. Look, James. Well, an island.
Yeah.
Go out there. Look, what's that? It's like a little causeway or something. See, when you zoom in, it takes you miles away.
That's the container port. That's Southampton Docks container port. I know that from going there several times.
I can't think where we are now. Let's go out a bit.
In the water.
Isn't that weird? It's got shadows of it. Look.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they're massive cranes, so they've got to go over the height of the ships for loading.
Get to it because, see, this is what we think Doggerland might have been like. Land with these roads and causeways on it.
No, that looks like some sort of jetty or fortification.
Oh, pylons.
Yeah.
So we think this is... So Doggerland was full of bits of land like this. And this is how they were connecting the things together, like this.
Yeah.
So it was a road. It could be even been 20 miles long before you got to the next
I would
bit.
say it's very much like the Cambridgeshire and Fens area of the UK. Certain times a year, those fields are underwater. And the road is raised slightly higher, but not that much.
It's not your favourite town, is it, James?
Southampton City, no, not really.
Quite a big place, isn't it? Anyway, now this was reclamation of West Bay in 1927 to 1934.
Yeah.
That's where we took the map. And there's the GIMP. And those things are here somewhere.
That's the sandbar.
Because that's the
GIMP.
jetty that you said that the Titanic came from.
Yeah.
So they're here. They might even be on the GIMP.
Now, surely if you were scooping away the sandbar, you wouldn't leave those odd little things in the water. I would have thought you'd have took the whole thing out. But I mean, there is space for ships to go round that. I mean, it's sufficiently wide enough.
This is one of the pictures that they put in.
Interesting, they never built this second proposed future jetty either.
Well, I probably couldn't get past the GIMP. but we just, because we were hunting for pictures of it because we can see those things there. So first of all, we thought they were the GIMP, but that is the GIMP. It's obviously a piece of land underneath.
What can you read what that says there? I'm just curious what that feature is.
No.
Ah.
It's just a jetty, isn't it? It's just in the middle. But that's just for the GIMP, and those things are there.
I didn't know whether, because of it, the historical importance of it, whether they're saying here is the Titanic or something. Just for the idea for the idea of the scale of the ship to the GIMP and everything.
It's a floating dock. That's what that says.
Ah. So I mean that's interesting for comparative size to the GIMP feature. I've never thought I'd use the word GIMP so many times.
It's not one of them, is it? It's not a floating deck that's come down here.
Actually, maybe that might be what those features are then.
Because look at the shape of it. It's the same shape. That one got away and it came across here.
Well,
it went upriver. The reason that we're adding this part of the film is that James really likes seeing the trains. They're 1960s
any excuse for trains.
But there was a lot of people in London mulling around.
The thing with a lot of these London terminals, it's the height of the roofs. You don't need them that high. I mean, railways don't waste money on building bridge arches any higher than they need to. And I'm going with official narrative on all this. There's so many things about the railway history that doesn't make sense. I mean, take, for example, the Euston Arch.
The reason we're filming this is, these are the trains. They brought the passengers from London to Southampton to catch the ferries. Yeah.
These are for world cruises, basically.
But James liked the carriages, so we're just going to show the carriages.
The good old days.
So that's them getting on. That's the trains taking them to... And then we're just doing the shots. There we go. The Ocean Liner Express, Waterloo. It's Waterloo.
Yeah.
And these are the carriages.
Waterloo, Southampton. That was like
the
main Southern Railway. That was their premier railway line where they put their best trains on the Narrow and things. and to Dover as well.
And these trains went da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da.
That's the short rails, but you do get that lovely sound with the old trains.
Yeah.
Oh,
and they look quite warlike, don't they? Them.
They're not. They're Southern Railway, which is from I think the.
Richie did that right. So you said 30s.
Yeah, they're about 1930s. I mean, these green ones are definitely Southern Railway built carriages, but their design and style.
We're only showing them because it's just another part of history. Look.
I think there were Maunsell was the engineer that designed them, if I remember rightly. I can't actually remember the names now.
And they had a very nice holiday, didn't they?
Yeah, yeah.
The people that took the little video. It's only 4 minutes
You've
long.
got opening windows on the trains. You can let fresh air in. You can't do that now. They're all enclosed.
Last time, then one for luck, James.
Well, the other point I'd like to make. I mean, when you had these beautiful railway carriages with really nicely deep sprung seats, not the horrible rubbish you get today in the open carriages. If the train broke down, there was this camaraderie before the day of mobile phones. Now you've got the enclosed air-conditioned coaches with no opening windows. The psychological effects on people.
We had carriages like this till recently. Like the last, when I was about 20.
Yeah.
We still had these.
Yeah, I remember they had what they called the corridor coaches, where the corridor was on one side and you had compartments with six. You could have 6 seats with the armrests down.
They used those in films.
Yeah, and then you had the luggage rack over your head as well. Do you remember those? They were great. Beautiful to sleep on as well. deeply sprung with and then it's like an inch thick layer of horsehair.
Do you think those ones look army-like?
No,
They're just colour and shape and everything they wear. These ones are different to these ones.
The green comes from the Southern Railway. The maroon colour was London Midland Scottish. So, I mean, this is 1960. So,
and this is these trains have been put together. These carriages have been put together to go. So these are the old carriages that nobody probably wanted, and then they're putting them down to the.
Well, no, they would have put their best on a Premier line like this down to an ocean liner. But I mean, with 1960, British Rail had only come into being
look at that light there,
in
James.
1948. It wasn't until 1967 they standardised on the blue and grey colour scheme. They used the 4 previous railway company colours. They didn't bother repainting stuff. Southern always had green. Even there, in the early days of British Railways, they had the station colours reflected what they called the big 4 railway companies: the London North East and the London Midland Scottish, the Southern and the Great Western. So they all had different colour lettering for what became regions of the railway.
But don't forget, trains as well. The tracks are flat.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's not like it's
very
up,
few.
down, up, down. You know, I mean, they
do have gradients, but nothing major. Although
it just shows you, doesn't it?
Although looking out the front of a train, they do look like a roller coaster. It's quite amazing. And then when they go around a curve, they get to 15 degrees.
Somebody's lunch there. Oh, it's a handbag. Anyway, James, we're
They
going
called
to finish
that
now.
they called that rhubarb and custard. That
Would he
colour
know
scheme.
that he was going to be shown?
Probably not.
2021.
Probably not. I ought to travel on one of those again.
Could you reckon you could walk through these carriages then?
Oh yeah, they're corridor coaches. You'd have that concertina section. That pipe is for the water for the toilets and things. They fill up at either end. And you've got colour light signalling quite early on. It's
When James saw this, he was so happy, and basically there was about 30 seconds of it.
Can you tell I like trains?
He's a train spotter, aren't you, James?
I like the going across the countryside, no more than about 45 miles an hour, and you get that clickety-clack, and
we don't get that anymore.
No, sense of steam.
I do like the intercities. I don't like the little diesel trains.
I'm a soppy romantic at heart, as long as it's got trains.
There you are. That's what it says. Anyway, James, we're going to finish now.
Okay.
We just wanted to show this. Thanks very much.
You're welcome.
Steam.
All aboard.
Yeah, you'd be one of the conductors. Oh, yeah. You were a conductor, weren't you?
No, I was on the footplate. I was there for 5 years, and it was an awful era because you worked with guys who were about 60 years old, and they got a bit of a chip on their shoulder because they were firemen, and then diesels came in, so you lost the fireman grade. So where they were treated like shit by the driver and make the tea, couple the locomotive, they couldn't do the same to the incoming staff. So some of them were quite miserable, to be honest, and some of them were interesting characters. Anyway, we're digressing. Yeah. I could tell loads of stories about that.
Yeah, I bet you could, James. Anyway, thank you very much for that.
You're welcome.
We would like to know what those things are in the water.
Yeah.
But we actually now, at the end of it, after we spent hours and hours looking at it, it could be a floating dock, one of those.
Yeah. Maybe floating platforms for cranes for scooping out the sand, because they reused that to extend the Southampton docks. It says on the documentary. So
yeah. Anyway, James.
Yeah.
Thank you all for that. I know you could spend hours talking about it.
Yeah.
Thank you. Well, I had to stick this in for James.
I've got that sinking feeling about this.
This is the Titanic leaving Southampton, but there wasn't really much to see, but we'll just see a tiny weeny bit of it. So, yeah.
There's various ideas on this. One is that 3 very wealthy bankers that opposed the formation of the Federal Reserve were on this ship, and you have to ask yourself the question, what depths of depravity would evil go to? What level would they sink to? Maybe murdering 1,000 or so people to get rid of 3 because they're insatiable
Every day,
greed.
you know, they do like to add names like they did on those plane flights for 9/11.
Yeah, I mean, they like to go
Not
to...
being horrible if it was true, because we've always believed this is
Yeah.
true, but is it true? We don't know if it's anything
They
like...
go to Titanic proportions. I mean, you've only got to think of...
They were telling
what
us,
happened
remember,
20
this
years
has not
ago.
been done in sight. This has been done somewhere else, because they can say anything and do anything they want.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
If they made you believe that a boat went down, they can start making people believe other things.
Well, even if you go with the official narrative, I mean, it's disgusting that the White Star Line...
Maybe this is always the sister ship, and they say the Titanic's gone down.
The White Star Line actually sent bills to the families of the crews that lost their lives and said, as the uniforms were owned by the White Star Line, you owe us money for the loss of the uniform. I mean, you imagine you've lost a family member and you get a bill from this awful company. I mean, that's
James,
just awful.
We need to get to a premiere, James.
Okay.
Anyway, I was just putting that on. Anyway, we're going to finish now, so there's a bit more. James, thanks, James.
You're welcome.